Today on Houston Life, meet the local World War II veteran who's proving the sky is the limit. Hear his inspiring story and how he's building and flying planes at 97 years young.
Then a special live performance by Houston's Apollo Chamber players and electric violin superstar Tracy Silverman ahead of their meaningful tribute to the 20th anniversary of 9/11.
Plus, Rooftop Cinema Club Uptown has returned to Houston Skyline. The social cinema experience is showing off their new features, new safety measures, and the upcoming schedule of movies.
And it's time for us to spin for y'all to win. You could be our next winner on the Houston Life prize wheel with $1,000 and so much more up for grabs. All on that and more is happening today on Houston Life.
Live from Studio B and KPRC2. Houston Life starts now.
Hi, everybody. Happy Friday. Welcome to Houston Life. It's September, not 11th. That is tomorrow. It's September 10th, 2021. I'm Derek Shore.
And I'm Courtney Savala. We're so glad that you're with us today. And we made it to Friday. Even though on this short work week, it was still very confusing.
We were all a bit discombobulated. We kicked off the weekend a little bit early because, well, yesterday I went to the press preview of this new exhibition that just opened at the Menil Collection. You know I love the Menil Collection. You got to go check it out. So this is Nikki de St. Phalle. Guys, mark your calendars. This runs until January. She was born in 1930 in Paris, raised in New York City. And what's interesting is the senior curator at the Menil, Michelle White, had pitched this show, this idea 10 years ago. It's finally happening now. And it's really interesting timing given what's happening around the world and what's happening even right here in the United States, because Nikki de St. Phalle really used her voice to point out the inequalities that women face in the world and how the patriarchy, you know, men telling women what to do, back then in the 60s was certainly alive and well. But I think nobody could really predict just how relevant the show would be today. So here's the thing. Tonight is the public opening. It's totally free drinks too, from 6 to 8 p.m. So go on out to the Menil Collection, have some champagne, and look around. One thing that is so incredible is it's a totally free museum.
I love that, and I'm so glad you're talking about it, because as you know this, the boys back in the day when they used to take field trips in schools, you know, it's kind of not doing that right now. Yeah. But that was their favorite field trip in elementary school. AJ's still in elementary school, but he loved going to the Menil. Loves it.
It's awesome. Well, it's such a gathering place, too, because it's really an entire neighborhood. They have collection buildings where you can go inside and see the art, but the art is everywhere because there are sculptures outside and even the gardens. So take a blanket and a picnic and hang out, and definitely go tonight. We're going to be there as well.
Oh, you're going to go back again?
We're going to go back.
Oh, I love it.
We got to go back because today is Brandon's last day working at the Menil. We haven't talked about this publicly, but a few months ago he decided after 6 years it was time for him to try something new. There he is with Rebecca Rabineau, who's the director of the museum. The first shot is one of our dear friends, Jenny, who worked on his team. He's the manager of special events. So any event at the museum, he and his team would work so hard to ensure, you know, everything from lighting to music to flowers to all the other things. And last night it was so meaningful. I sort of felt like the proud parent walking around because people just came up to me telling me how much they love Brandon and how much they're going to miss him. And viewers who go to the Menil looking for Brandon as well. So it's bittersweet, but I'm really proud of him for taking this step and trying something new.
You know, a new chapter is always so fresh, and the Menil's right in y'all's backyard, so you can go back. There's always a home there. I'm sure that's what they told him. And I always think of Brandon when I think of the Menil, and AJ too, because he knows that he works there. So he went looking for him on that field trip that we talked about.
Sweet.
Yeah.
So sweet.
You know, we went out on a school night last night, too.
I saw this.
And my feet, I'm tired, y'all. This is, I mean, it's been a minute since on a school night that I got home past 11. But Orlando and I headed over to Minute Maid Park.
So fancy.
This was for the Astros Foundation. It was really incredible. It's so fun when they put this on because you're on the field, and it's just this great display of what's going on in our community. Kembrell was the MC. Funny story, we were standing there, we had just walked in, and the announcements are happening, please find your seat. And I stopped in my tracks and I thought, is that my TV husband, my other TV husband?
Your other TV husband.
Because his voice, and I said, Orlando, is that Kembrell's voice? Sure enough, it was.
It's unmistakable, right?
And someone pointed out, Kembrell without the bow tie hardly recognized him. He did a great job.
That is true. That is a rare sighting.
It really is. And let me tell you who was the headliner of this event for the Astros Foundation. None other than our friend, Mr. Lyle Lovett. It was so great, and his big band. Let me tell you something. This was so great. I don't remember when our last concert was, but I'm so glad to say that my first concert in a very long time was with our friend Lyle Lovett. He was fantastic. The whole band was phenomenal.
He's so talented. He's so chill, you know, just like a regular dude who is as nice as pie, right? I'm so glad you were able to get out and do this. And it sounds like it was a fun crowd, like a fun little private concert almost.
It was so great. And of course, the money goes to the Astros Foundation, which they work tirelessly in our community, not only providing baseball and sports complexes and all these things within our community, but housing. They work closely with Star of Hope. I mean, the foundation, the Astros Foundation, is really incredible. And we did hear from a woman who told her story about being homeless and having a baby and getting her life back on track, and is now at HCC. And it is just incredible, providing housing for our homeless community and allowing these people to get on their feet and really find their path, which is really incredible.
I feel like this is so Houston too. Like Houston's people know how to party, and they also know how to give back. It's one of the most philanthropic cities in the world.
Amen. You said that so eloquently. That's perfectly said.
Not quite so eloquently, but it's a Friday, so we're all good.
You
Glad
did.
You had a good time.
It was so much fun. I'm glad you did too. It felt fun to kind of get dressed up and kind of mingle.
And go someplace.
Yeah.
And see other humans.
And not sit in your driveway, right? It was kind of fun.
Yeah.
So it was great. Also, we are celebrating not only because of TGIF and all the great things happening in our community. How about some little UH shout out? They joined the Big 12 conference.
Fantastic.
About time.
Fantastic.
The full article, of course, is on click2houston.com. This was big news, obviously, this morning. But, you know, U of H really, over the last several years, has laid the groundwork for what kind of program they have there. And it's about time they're going to get the Big 12 recognition. So congratulations.
Well, and sort of break this down for people who don't quite understand, because they'll essentially be able to play in the league starting 2023.
2023. So the Board of Regents decided, they voted to accept the invitation, which why wouldn't you? I don't know. But, you know, they voted to accept that. So by the time they get the program transitioned, it wouldn't happen until 2023. But they're now going to be playing in that Big 12 conference. So where they should be. They have proven this along the way over the last, what, 6, 7, 8 years. So it's awesome. We're so excited for them.
A lot of talent there. Go Cougs. Very
Whose
nice.
house?
So, gray hair.
Oh, really? We're going to go there. What do you see? I see nothing.
Listen,
I just got my hair colored.
There was this article that fascinated me. I did not get my hair colored. I don't know what you're talking about.
This is all natural.
Mine seems to be getting lighter and lighter, lighter and lighter orange. So is there a way to reverse gray hair?
Listen, somebody's got to be working on this.
Okay, so I had always heard that stress causes gray hair, right?
I'm sure.
Well, it turns out, well, okay.
Oh, we're zooming in?
Are you searching for gray hairs on my head? Because I can certainly point some out. There are some gray hairs in there. Why are we doing this close up? You're welcome.
It's a tight
You're welcome.
shot.
I'm glad you all got to see that. So listen, turns out there's a scientific link between going gray and being stressed out. You know, when you see like a newly minted president of the United States takes the oath of office, and then you see a couple years later, like remember Obama, a couple years in, suddenly he'd gone gray, right? Well, apparently the way to reverse gray hair, like to regrow your normal color, is to have less stress in your life.
Oh, well.
If someone knows how to do that, please tell me how,
That's also going to take down our blood pressure, our belly fat. So let me know when that happens to all of us.
Okay, this is an actual study, though, out of Columbia University. So they say that if you participate in less stressful events,
like
walks on the beach, getting massages, whatever you can do to try to like unwind and de-stress, perhaps you will have fewer gray hairs, and perhaps you will regrow some of your natural color.
That's very interesting, but there's also the hereditary, the genetic factor in all of this. Orlando, my silver fox, my lovely husband, he found his first gray hair at 16. Yeah, first gray hair at 16.
Wow, and I have a lot of friends who went gray in their younger years.
And I have female friends, same thing. So, I mean, it just kind of depends. What? Go ahead, go in there. Listen, this is fresh color. Next week, do not take this shot. Y'all are a little feisty today. The girls in the control room did not approve that shot. Listen to me. Y'all were feisty on this Friday.
Wow, and honestly, I have very good vision. I don't see a single gray.
Just got it, you know, I just got it colored. It's going to happen. I'm going to have to be blonder as the years go on. It's going to happen. Here's the thing. Why can't for me, I love a good gray hair. I'm not saying that don't do it. For me, it's just it's coming, right? But it sticks up.
Well, that's the thing. It's a different texture.
It's unruly.
Like, I'm actually looking forward to it, and I do have some coming in, but I do notice that they kind of stick straight out. Can't you just put a hair relaxer on it, though?
On that strand?
And I don't know, like a Barbie size?
Can you just pull it out? What's the wise tale if you pull it out?
That tube
17
will grow
more.
back in its place. But also, if you grow it out, then it grows in as a stub.
Oh.
You know, like, as my hairline has changed.
Wait, be careful what you're going to say. There's going to be a big zoom here.
So, like, see how my hairline kind of does that? My hairline used to come down.
You could spray that in.
Well, I've tried. It doesn't look too good. But every once in a while, I'll get like a random brown hair that just grows right here, and I definitely pull it out.
Pull it out.
Okay,
oh, we're doing a slow zoom. Can we get some music with that zoom? Listen, but shout out to our moms. Your mom decided to go and embrace her color after COVID. My mom's hair is all natural as well.
I think it's beautiful, yeah.
It is. It's really beautiful, you know, and maybe one day I'll embrace it.
Just de-stress and they won't grow in as fast.
Says somebody who's wound like this.
Go get a massage.
Okay, I'll be right
Drink
back.
a martini.
Oh, are they here? Okay, great.
Yeah, somewhere.
We're getting a wrap. Still to come, secondhand shopping or a step too far. This is such a great conversation, y'all. The basketball great whose used foundations are now up for grabs.
Underwear. Plus, Lauren Kelly has a look at one of Houston's favorite outdoor movie experiences. Lauren, what a great day to be outside.
It is magnificent, you guys, with a magnificent view. Rooftop Cinema Club is back at their original Uptown location. I will tell you all the updates and new amenities, including that big screen right there when Houston Life returns.
What you know about me? Just what the people say.
Okay, y'all know that sports auctions, you know, shoes or jerseys, I mean, that it yields a ton of money for collectors.
Any kind of paraphernalia.
Any kind. MJ, the GOAT, Michael Jordan, a pair of his used underwear. I was going to say panties, but I think
Foundations.
Foundations.
Does anyone say foundations?
I do. His used underwear.
This is the actual pair?
Is up for grabs.
Oh,
here's
so it
the thing.
doesn't look too used.
Well, here's the thing. Why are we doing this? And B, is it him? And who, you know, what's happening? Well, here's the thing. I went down the rabbit hole. These boxer briefs were owned by Michael Jordan. The underwear is from a former security guard of Jordan's who said to have received a number of items as a gift from the athlete. Like,
hold on.
Okay,
What?
Here's my underpants, man. Here you go.
Thanks so much for keeping me safe. Do you want a pair of my used drawers?
I'm feeling like
don't think
maybe
so.
those weren't given.
That seems a little fishy.
It seems a little weird. But anyway, the starting bid was $500. It's currently at $1,299. There have been 11 bids on said underwear.
What do you do with them, though?
I don't
That's my question.
know.
Do you just do you fold them up and put them in the drawer? Or do you have them
frame
framed?
it? Do you take it to the framer and say, like, you know, put his giant photo of him, like, dunking, you know, tongue out, and then the boxers right next to it?
You could get a nice mat that matched the color of
like
them.
a frameless frame. Beautiful for that.
It does look like a nice pair of underwear. I'm just more of a briefs guy.
But I'm sorry, can we bring the picture up again? I'm probably making the control room. The band, does the band say Jordan?
It might be his own.
Oh, he monograms his underpants.
Well, or maybe he had, I don't know, had it specially.
I know, I think it's special, but I'm not bidding on it.
Listen, I think it's really cool, and may the highest bidder really enjoy those. Okay, well, that brings us to our question of the day. We want to hear from you. What is an item you will never even consider buying secondhand?
I'm going to stay on the theme and say we've clearly discussed foundations. That's not, we're not doing that. But we already have some really great responses coming in. Celeste writes in, one year my mom bought an indoor smokeless grill from a thrift store, and she wanted us to use it for our Mother's Day dinner. We went to go pick it up. It still had food stuck on it from the previous owner.
Oh, man.
Green emoji face.
Okay, that is pretty nasty. Robin writes in, shoes, because you don't know what kind of feet have been in them. That is an excellent point. But you know what? I have shoes that I got from the thrift store, and I love them.
Maybe shoes that you wear socks with, so we're not doing like Crocs or sandals or something.
Oh,
Maybe
yeah.
that's it. Yolanda writes in, vacuum cleaners rarely properly cleaned or maintained. The rest is common sense.
Oh,
Good
interesting.
point, Yolanda.
Yeah, okay then.
I know. Join the conversation. I will say there's lots of really funny comments, and people are commenting on each other's posts too. So check it out on our Facebook page to join the conversation. We're going to share more of those comments a little bit later on in the show.
All right, and if you are looking for a fun activity where the entire family can enjoy getting outside, Rooftop Cinema Club, they have made their return to Houston Skyline.
That's right. The open air movie theater is back at its original location uptown, and Lauren Kelly is there showing us a few of the latest updates. Hey, Lauren, perfect day to be outside.
You guys, it is awesome outside. Check out this weather, the beautiful breeze that's up here. It's a perfect Friday evening to come enjoy a movie here at the original Rooftop Cinema Club location. We're in Uptown Park. And of course, you guys have seen us at their other locations that they had to kind of take over during COVID and social distancing. But this right here is magnificent. And to tell us all about the upgrades and fun amenities is my really good old friend, Eric. This is Eric Herrera. Thanks for joining us again.
Absolutely.
You guys have been at a few other locations, and you've just kind of had to take with the times, right?
Yeah, last time we spoke, we were at the drive-in.
Right.
And now we're back here,
Yeah.
and this is our original location we opened back in 2018.
Can you believe I never even came out here? I can't believe it.
Well, I'm so glad because now you get to see it all kind of for the first time,
Right.
really in its original form and even better.
What you're going to see, though, when you first walk in is, of course, this movie screen. It's a ginormous new LED screen.
Yes.
And people are like, well, the sun doesn't go down in time. Come on, let's go take a look at it and tell me all about it, because it's right now, 3:15 in the afternoon, and we can see this screen absolutely perfectly.
Well, so what was so great about this is that we couldn't do this before, right? When we added the new screen, essentially now it gives us the opportunity to show us an early matinee movie at 5 o'clock.
You guys, look at that. It's crystal clear, even if you were sitting in the very, very back. But there's tons of seating, and I know you guys have opened up lots more seating options, too.
Yes, so we have our Adirondack chairs now to go along with our lawn chairs, and now our beanbag chairs.
I saw this. I went to go sit in the beanbag chairs, because usually you jump in and you fall to the bottom. But, if you're sitting up close at a movie theater, you don't want to just be like leaning all the way back. Look, these are kind of hard enough to where you sit on it.
Exactly.
And then you're like, oh man, hand me my drink and my popcorn. I'm good to go, right?
Right. And this all came out of really some of the things we learned from the drive-in and our open park venues as well.
So we also mentioned it's more of a social experience, and you get these noise-canceling headphones, which you can hear the movie. So if your friends are speaking and you want to take a photo for Instagram, there's tons of Instagrammable stuff right here. We're going to show them that.
Yes.
We're also going to run down the movie schedule coming up. Lots of fun themes. You guys don't go anywhere. We're going to get a lot more fun stuff here from Rooftop Cinema Club. They're back in Uptown. Derek and Courtney, back to you guys for now in studio.
Those chairs are so cool as well.
Definitely.
We'll see you in just a bit, Lauren. Thanks.
When we come back, how a local World War II veteran is helping others reach for the skies with this unique ultralight aircrafts.
And later, local quartet Apollo Chamber players will reveal the special meaning behind their new album. Houston Life will be right back.
Well, welcome back. We have a story now that will have you flying high on this Feel Good Friday. At 97 years young, Leonard Milholland is proof that age is just a number. After serving as an Army Air Corps member in World War II, he discovered a passion for aircrafts and flying that he continues to pursue to this day.
I'm Leonard Milholland, and I'm the owner of the Untitled Legal airplane and the Better Half VW. I built about 14 airplanes, but my mother said I was 3 years old. I had an airplane buzzing around. I've been doing this now for 22 years, selling plans to my airplanes for 22 years, and there's hundreds of sets of plans out there people are building, and I get a lot of exposure on YouTube and Facebook, things like that. Everybody wants to buy a set of plans for the Legal Eagle XL because it's the popular one that's getting all the publicity right now. It's just a lot of fun. When you leave the ground, it's a real thrill. And you rush down the runway a little bit and you're in the air and it smooths out and it's really, oh, well, I'm flying. I was in my teens. I washed cars, got enough money to get a ride in an airplane, and I loved it. And I was hooked. The war came along, and I enlisted in the Army Air Corps, and I got to be around airplanes during the whole war. I ended up in Panama in a bomb squadron, a 3rd bomb squadron in Panama, in David, Panama. I was responsible for the maintenance on the B-24, and when it flew, I flew with it. And there was a lot to do. It was a busy job. And I rode in the top turret with 250 caliber machine guns, and I got the best view on the plane. When I look at this picture, I wonder what happened. I was fairly good looking in those days. After the war, raising a family was more important than flying. So after the family was raised, my wife and I started flying again. We went down to the airport and took lessons and bought into an airplane, and we flew all over the United States in the airplane. And I heard they were building an airport out here. In the late 70s, we started building a hangar here on this lot. My wife and I and one friend. It took about 3 years because we had to do it as we got the money. My first wife and I played for about 25 years before she died in '03. And I was single, running around single, and didn't like it. I met Donna, and the wife I have now, and we were married in '05. Thank you for coming.
I met Leonard at the gym at Mary Jo Peckham Park Gym in Katy about a little over 3 years ago. I started going there.
He's always there, Monday, Wednesday, and Fridays. He always shows up, and he's always doing all his exercises and making all of us look bad.
I thought I was working out with a guy who was a retired vet from like Vietnam War. He came in, I assumed he was about 70, and I asked him, I said, I see you've got like a retired Navy cap on. And he said, no, what? He says, no, that's a World War II vet cap. So I realized I was working out with somebody pretty special.
He's a total inspiration to me, the way he just communicates with people. He tells jokes.
This is my don't get a ticket cap.
He's always on it. He's sharp for 97, and I'm just very, very thankful to know him and to have him in my life to inspire me every day.
Somebody raised the tail back up. There we go.
Leonard always, every day he amazes me. The way he speaks so well. He can talk to people. Just, to me, he's amazing. And I would love to be like that when I'm 97, that's for sure.
Just treat everybody like you want to be treated. That's what I try to do.
What an incredible man.
Right? It's hard to believe. You look at him and think 97, boy, that's just a number. What an incredible life, and continues to lead a beautiful life surrounded by so many wonderful people.
Well, and what a powerful message, too, that even after his first wife passed away, that didn't slow him down. He was able to continue living, which is exactly what she would have wanted.
Oh, it's so wonderful. We do have the full story and a link to connect with Leonard on our website, HoustonLife.tv.
This is my don't get a ticket cap. I love that.
It's so
Such
cute.
a great line. All right, coming up on Houston Life, it is time to spin and win for one lucky KPRC2 Insider. If you haven't already, be sure you sign up on our website because you could be $1,000 richer.
Come on, we can do it. And we'll get a check of what's coming up for the news at 4 o'clock. Houston Life is back in 2 minutes. Welcome back to Houston Live. Courtney and Derek with you on this Friday at 3:30.
All right, now it is time to get more of your comments about our question of the day. We asked, what is an item you will never even consider buying secondhand and why? Let's get to those comments now. Mick writes in toilet paper. Ooh, dare I say more?
No more explanation needed. Kim writes in shoes, gross, soft furniture, bugs.
I'm telling you, my favorite pair of boots I got at a thrift store, though.
I know. Do y'all go bowling? I mean, we're wearing everybody else's.
It's true. You wear other people's shoes bowling. Cindy writes in a refrigerator. My daughter's husband bought one, and he got it home, and it was full of cockroaches in the back.
Oh, no.
Well, I don't see what the problem is, Cindy.
Okay, no, definitely no toothbrush, no razor, all kinds of weird things happening there. No. Not that you're ever going to find a toothbrush, I don't think.
I know, but like, again, if I forget mine on vacation, I'll just use Brandon's.
Go buy one. Okay, let's check in with Keith, Christine, and Frank for a look at what they have coming up. The news at 4. I know they're close and they're beautiful. I just can't share a toothbrush. I can't do it.
Me either. I'm with you, Courtney, on that one.
Yeah.
Okay, but let's say the store is closed and you can't go buy one.
Use your
go
finger.
without?
Yeah, you use the finger.
Your finger doesn't do anything unless it's hairy.
It makes you feel better.
It does.
But I bet you'd share a wine glass, wouldn't you, Courtney?
No.
Oh, come on.
Okay,
Never.
I would.
I would never sharing a
I'm
glass
just weird
of
about
wine.
tea.
Frank, how well do you know me? I'm not sharing a glass of wine.
She's gonna keep it to
That's
herself.
not what I meant.
Yeah.
That's not what I meant. Okay, when you share an umbrella, you're going to need one next week.
That I will share.
Yeah.
Good.
Okay, so happy Friday. I'm so glad that we're all here heading into the weekend.
Without a doubt.
Yeah, Frank, let's talk about what we can expect this weekend.
You know, it's going to change. I tell you what, it's been a beautiful week. It's gorgeous today. Make the most of it. Perfect date night, football frenzy, whatever you have going on, you're in great shape. Temperatures are in the low 90s. That dog walk is not going to change. Right there in the low 90s, 88 at 6, 88 at 7, 86. And the humidity will be nice and low thanks to this high pressure. So we'll continue to have that influence. It's a busy one in the tropics. You know, September 10th is the one day of the year where you are most likely to have tropical activity. It's basically that bell curve, and this is the peak before it starts going out. And that's today, and there's plenty of it. What we're focused on, of course, is this red X down here in the Caribbean. There's a 70% chance that that develops by Sunday, really 40% by Sunday, but 70 over the next 5 days. But it looks like it could develop in the Bay of Campeche as we go into this weekend. So I want to show you a couple of future casts, and I'll put a pause point here. First of all, watch this circle right through here, and you'll see these two circles. These are two low pressure systems. One goes into Mexico, but look at the rain coming into parts of Texas as we get into Sunday and Monday. That down there may start to bother us as we get into Tuesday and Wednesday, but let me go close up here for the weekend. Friday, obviously no problem. Saturday looks good. By 6 o'clock down to the south, a chance for a shower. And then as we go to 8 in the morning on Sunday, coastal rain, that continues to increase as we get to 6 p.m. So you see these showers moving into Louisiana. They start to wrap around into the Houston area by midnight and then continue into Monday. And it looks like the system down to the south could bring more rain. This is one model. We're going to go over a lot of this coming up as far as how much rain and where at 4 o'clock. But the heavy rain starts Sunday night. It continues, it looks like Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. And of course, flooding a possibility. We could see at least 6 to 8 inches of rain, especially at the coast. But I'll have several of the models to show you at 4 o'clock.
All right, you have our attention, sir. Thank you. We want to give you a look at some of the other stories that we'll be covering this afternoon. A new study shedding additional light on just how deadly COVID can be for those who are not vaccinated. These sobering numbers of the increased chances of death.
As we mark the 20th anniversary of the 9/11 attacks, the day can cause distress and anxiety for a lot of folks. We're going to take a closer look at some ways to cope with those symptoms as America marks this tragic occasion.
Providing a place to be accepted and celebrated. Local businesses helping those living on the spectrum of autism. Headed for the work being done to offer job opportunities and job training right here in Houston.
Yeah, so we'll see you guys at 4 o'clock.
All right, guys, sounds good. You know, we did a little wardrobe change.
Oh, wow, look at that.
It is time for our Houston Life Prize Wheel.
Love that.
Well, we did do a change. It's so good, and we're excited for our Houston Life Prize Wheel.
We certainly are.
My hands, you just never know what they're going to do. Each Friday, a lucky KPRC2 insider gets their chance to win great prizes on our Houston Life Prize Wheel.
Yeah, and this week, the wheel has just gotten better because we are adding a City Center Family Fun Pack. So this includes Studio Movie Grill, Tiff's Treats, Bowl and Barrel, the Escape Room, worth nearly $1,100. Plus, you can see this $1,000. It is still up for grabs. Today, we are spinning for Lori Weber, who is joining us live by Zoom from the Woodlands. Lori, it's great to see you.
Hi, good to see you too.
Okay, so wait a minute. Are you zooming in from work? I understand you're a clinical dietitian.
Yes, I just finished my day, so I'm sitting here at work having a conversation with you.
Well, happy Friday. We're glad that you're here, and we're super excited for you to spin the wheel today. Currently, we understand that you are going for a master's degree. You're also a single mom with 2 kids in college. I'm guessing life is real boring for you.
Oh, extremely boring.
Oh my gosh. Listen, single moms, more power to you. That is fantastic. What's your advice for other single moms out there? Because it sounds like you have a very full plate.
just take it day by day and just believe you can do it.
Well,
Nothing can stop you.
that is great advice, Lori. Okay, my mom, Eileen, is rooting for you today. She's so excited for us to spin the wheel. Are you ready?
Yes.
All right, here we go. We're going to give it a try.
Lori.
All right, let's go. Big money.
Oh, so close, so close, so close. Stay, stay, stay. Yes! You won $1,000, Lori. Congratulations. Single mom of 2, clinical dietitian. Lori, how you feeling?
Oh my God.
You're the first time winner of $1,000.
Like me.
Yes. Oh, I love it. I love it. Congratulations, Lori. I know my mom and Aunt Rob, they are screaming in Vegas right now. That is so awesome.
Their good energy worked. Well, Lori, congratulations. You deserve
Thank you
this.
so
And
much.
we're so glad to have you as a viewer and so happy about this. Great way to kick off the weekend.
Thank you so much.
I know. Listen, our producers are going to be in touch with you, Lori. I know you're not going to hang up on this Zoom call, but they're going to be in touch with you. Don't go anywhere. If you want your chance to spin and win live on the show, just like Lori did and everybody else before her, all you need to do is join our KPRC2 Insider program.
See, you have the magic touch. It is free to join. There are fantastic perks, discounts, giveaways, so much more. Head to clicktohouston.com/insider for your chance to win big with our Houston Life prize wheel. I don't know about you, but I feel so good now.
I feel really good. Congratulations, Lori.
The day just got that much better. Well, folks, coming up, find out how Houston's Apollo Chamber players are using music to pay a meaningful tribute on the 20th anniversary of the September 11th attacks.
And now we're going to check in with Lauren Kelly, who's got one of the best views of our city. Hey, Lauren.
Hey guys, hey, tell Lori to come and take her money right over here. She can join me for a date night here at Rooftop Cinema Club. They're back in Uptown. We're going to run through a list of their upcoming films that they're going to show on the big screen coming up when Houston Life returns. Cinema Club is back at their original Uptown location, and I'm here to take you guys inside on a little bit of a tour on this gorgeous Friday afternoon. First of all, it's not just a movie theater, it is a social experience, and Eric Herrera, come on over and join me. We're going to talk about all the things that you guys can do here. So you basically still get your tickets online.
You do, yeah. Go online, rooftopcinemaclub.com/uptown.
Okay, so this is the infamous purple truck. Everybody likes to take photos. There are plenty of Instagrammable shots here.
That's exactly what we're
Rooftop.
going for.
Okay, so there's areas for people to sit down. They've got Jenga over here.
Yes.
Of course, there's the bar area. They've got all the concessions that people love to have. And everything is totally COVID friendly. So everything is pre-packaged. You're not serving things solo.
Yes, you can contactless order all the food, so you don't even have to come up here. You can order from your phone. Once you get up here, they'll take care of it. You just grab and go.
It really is an experience, and you can just come out here and hang out until the movie starts, and even after when the movie's over, right?
This whole area is right here in the patio area is just like an open bar up, on the rooftop.
You guys got some great themes coming up. I know that this is going to be an 80s weekend this weekend, right?
Yes, correct.
So some of those films on the playlist are...
we have everything from Goonies to your Gremlins, anything 80s, all your favorites
all the favorite 80s, and then I know Dirty Dancing, Back to the Future, and then you've got the 90s weekend, which is some of my favorite movies. That's like Clueless is in there, Silence of the Lambs, Romeo and Juliet. But then the Halloween theme is coming up.
All right, so one of our favorite times of the year, exactly, yes. We love our Halloween themed movies. Texas Chainsaw Massacre, your Friday the 13th, all your scary favorites,
and
but also some for the kids too.
Yeah, there's a lot of kid-friendly movies.
Yes,
we got tons of those too, but I know that also during the Halloween themes, it's fun to dress up and you can put your costume on here,
we highly encourage it.
All right, so all of the information on how to get these tickets at Rooftop Cinema Club is at HoustonLife.tv. Eric, thank you so much for having us
always
down.
a pleasure.
Beautiful Friday, and you guys
Thank
know that we're going to be joining you very soon. So,
can't wait.
Derek, back to you in studio.
All right, Lauren, looks like a lot of fun. Well, Houston's most established string quartet quartet, Apollo Chamber Players. They are back with a new album and a thoughtful season opening show that coincides with the 20th anniversary of the September 11th attacks. Here with details, Matthew Dietrich with Apollo Chamber Players and world-renowned electric violinist Tracy Silverman, who will be joining the quartet on stage for this very special occasion. Guys, it's great to see you both. The other members are waiting in the wings. Don't worry, they'll be performing soon. But guys, congrats on the new album. And this album is such a big deal that it actually took the #1 spot on Amazon. That's huge.
Yeah. It did. It was the lead up to that was really special, incredible. We were all texting each other and saying, hey, we're at the number 10 spot, and then the next, 2 days later at the number 2, and we're like, we're never gonna supplant Yo-Yo Ma for the #1 disc. And sure enough, the release day, we were #1.
And it happened. Well, and Matt, it's so great to see you and the gang, because you guys have been on the show so many times back in our mall days. And on this new album, I know, Tracy, you're one of a number of special guests.
Yeah.
So tell us about the collaboration, because, I mean, playing with a new group of people, did it just fit right in, or does it require a lot of rehearsing?
Well, we've played together before. A few years ago, we worked together in San Antonio, actually, and it just fell together so easily that the Apollo folks decided to include me in this album and this commission, which they do a lot of commissioning, which is really a big deal for a string quartet to bring new music into the world.
Well, and I can tell by the photos that we're seeing that you guys had a lot of fun creating it. Tracy, the BBC called you the greatest living exponent of the electric violin. And by exponent, I mean, they're essentially saying, like, you're the greatest electric violinist in the world.
I had to look it up, but yes,
Okay.
it was a good thing.
So talk to us about the electric violin. I mean, how does this different from our traditional acoustic violin?
Well, here it is, and it's 6 strings, so it's got 2 extra lower strings than your father's violin.
Okay, and then you plug it into an amp, just like an electric guitar.
And it's electric, so yeah, you need to plug it in, and then you can affect it, you can distort it, you can put a wah-wah pedal, which you're going to hear. Yeah, it's got a lot of possibilities. It's an updated version of the electric violin.
That is super cool. It's also very beautiful as well. Matt, let's talk about the group, because I know that during the pandemic, for so many performers, specifically musicians, when you're sitting at home playing, it's a little different than playing in front of a live audience. When you guys were at Miller Outdoor Theater, people lost their minds. You had a huge crowd come out to finally see you and reconnect in person. How does that feel to be back on stage?
It feels wonderful, Derek, and it is challenging, especially for performing arts musicians. What we do is we perform for people, but we had to kind of reimagine what we did during the pandemic, and in fact, we performed for we reached over 500,000 people with our virtual programming. We had collaborations with Houston Ballet members and entities like Healthcare for the Homeless Houston and the Harris County Public Library System. So I think we help connect communities and cultures through our special globally inspired music.
That is super cool. And do you feel like this whole process of just evolving the way that you guys create music and collaborate together, that you've emerged on the back end stronger musicians?
Definitely. Yeah. And we have a commonality with Tracy in that we are interested in music that reflects the times in which we live. Yeah. So this commission with Malice Toward None, I think, connects with the anniversary of 9/11 after 20 years, in the fact that it illuminates our shared history and maybe can heal some of the deep divisions within our society. Yeah, and it was written by a man named Kimo Williams, who is a veteran of the Vietnam War, and so it has a lot of resonance that I think will really come across tomorrow night.
Well, we are so looking forward to hearing a preview on today's show. Let's put up the event details, and why don't you guys tell us where you're performing? This is in Midtown, right, at Match?
Midtown Arts and Theater Center, Houston, Match. Tomorrow night, 7:30 p.m. We have a repeat concert at UH Clear Lake Wednesday. And yeah.
And to any viewers who have not gone out to see the Apollo Chamber Players in person, you will be so glad you did. Tickets start at just $35. So if you'd like more info on where you can grab those tickets, head on over to the Scene on Houston Life section of our website. All right, stay right there, because electric violinist Tracy Silverman will join the Apollo Chamber Players for a special live performance. That's when Houston Life returns right after this. Welcome back. Before the break, we heard from the Apollo Chamber Players about their concert, which is happening tomorrow night at Match, the Midtown Arts and Theater Center, in honor of the 20th anniversary of the September 11th attacks.
Now performing the title track from their album, With Malice Toward None, and accompanied by acclaimed electric violinist Tracy Silverman, the Apollo Chamber Players.
3, 4.
Coming up Monday on Houston Life, after appearing on Bravo's Project Runway Season 18, local designer, friend of the show, Alan Gonzalez, resurfaces with a new fall collection. It's gorgeous, by the way, and an exciting new hosting gig. He's going to join us live with a sneak peek.
Very cool. Excited to catch up with him. Plus, the Possum Way. One local teen is partnering with the Houston Humane Society to raise awareness and funds to help heartworm positive dogs. And it's great because even with a heartworm, an animal can still survive and recover.
And lead a beautiful life, for sure. Okay, so we want to talk about our question of the day. One last chance to share your comments. We talked about what's an item you will never buy secondhand, because we were talking about Michael Jordan's boxers going on the auction block, la 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 la. I don't think Shelly's bidding on this one. She says undergarments, shoes, and mattresses. I bought a couch, used it, and has to be from someone I know really well.
Yeah, like what if it had bed bugs in it or something like that? Kenna writes in swimsuits. Ew.
Ew, right there with you.
The
Gloria
chlorine will kill it.
Here's another one. Gloria's right on track here. Makeup. No, ma'am. Allergies, and it's yuck. Do not, no. Don't share your makeup either.
Dirty makeup. Well, special thanks to the Apollo Chamber Players. A reminder, you can catch them tomorrow night at Match, 7:30 p.m. Tickets are still available. They start at just $35.
What a treat to have them in studio yet again. It was so wonderful to have that snippet of a concert for us today. That's going to do it for us.
That's right. We'll see you on Monday. In the meantime, it is time for KPRC 2 News at 4 o'clock. Hi, Keith and Christine.